Mohammad Nahid Islam resigns from Advisory Council with the intention to work to implement the pledges of mass uprising. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus gives directive to provide round-the-clock services to the Hajj pilgrims by opening a Hajj management center to make the Hajj journey easier and safe. National Martyred Soldiers' Day observed for the first time in the country today, commemorating the 57 army officers killed in Pilkhana carnage in 2009. Tribute paid to the martyrs at the Bonani graveyard on behalf of President and Chief Advisor, marking the National Martyred Soldiers' Day. Three forces, chiefs and relatives of martyrs paid homage. Relatives demands ensuring trial of the offenders. Real incident would be unearthed through the report of the investigation commission formed to probe Pilkhana killing, Hope's Home Advisor. Probe Commission will investigate whether any political leader, foreign powers involved with Pilkhana killing, informs Army Chief. Pilkhana killing continued for 2 days in collusion with fascist Hasina, alleges BNP Secretary General. United Nations take neutral stance on Ukraine war. Two separate resolutions formulated by USA and European Union passed to end the war. In Rawalpindi, match between Australia and South Africa of ICC Champions Trophy washed out. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Tulika Mulika Das, welcoming you all to News at 10. You have just heard the highlights. Let's move on to the details. The interim government's advisor of the Ministries for Information and Broadcasting and Post Telecommunications and ICT, M. Nahid Islam, resigned from his post today. He submitted his resign letter to Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Speaking at a press conference at the State Guest House, Jamuna, hours after his resignation, Nahid Islam justified his decision, citing the necessity of being directly involved with people. At the same time, Nahid Islam resigned from all the government committees, he said.
আমি প্রধান উপদেষ্টা বরাবর আমার পদত্যাগপত্র জমা দিয়েছি। আমার যেই দুটি মন্ত্রণালয় ছিল, তথ্য ও সম্প্রচার এবং ডাক, টেলিযোগাযোগ এবং তথ্য প্রযুক্তি, দুইটি মন্ত্রণালয়ের দায়িত্ব থেকে আমি ইস্তফা দিয়েছি। এছাড়াও এই জুলাই ফাউন্ডেশন, জুলাই শহীদ স্মৃতি ফাউন্ডেশন সহ সরকারের যে সকল কমিটিতে আমি ছিলাম, এই সকল কমিটি থেকে আমি সাথে সাথে একই সাথে ইস্তফা আমার হচ্ছে। দেশের বর্তমান যে পরিস্থিতি, সেই পরিস্থিতিতে একটি রাজনৈতিক শক্তির উত্থানের জন্য আমার রাজপথে থাকা প্রয়োজন, ছাত্র জনতার কাতারে থাকা প্রয়োজন এবং আমরা যে গণতান্ত্রিক পরিবর্তনের আকাঙ্ক্ষা করি, সেই আকাঙ্ক্ষার জন্য এবং আমার যে গণ অভ্যুত্থানে যে ছাত্র জনতা অংশগ্রহণ করেছে, সেই শক্তিকে সংহত করতে আমি মনে করেছি যে আমার সরকারের থেকে, আমার সরকারের বাইরে রাজপথে আমার ভূমিকা বেশি হবে এবং আমার বাইরে যারা আমাদের সহযোদ্ধা রয়েছেন তারাও এটি চান এবং সেই প্রেক্ষিতে আমি মূলত আজকে পদত্যাগপত্র জমা দিয়েছি।
Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has instructed the authorities concerned to launch the Hajj Management Center to make the Hajj pilgrimage easy, beautiful and safe, and to provide round-the-clock services for the pilgrims. He gave the instruction at the meeting of the National Committee on Hajj Management at the State Guest House Jamuna in Dhaka today. The Chief Advisor ordered to clearly write down the responsibilities of the Hajj agencies and publish those in the form of a booklet and online, noting that the government's responsibility is to ensure the agencies perform their duties properly and take strict action if they do not perform their duties. He said the entire Hajj process should be simple and clear. The government's responsibility and the agency's responsibility should be clearly written, he added. The chief advisor said that a Hajj management center should be established in the country so that services can be ensured through round-the-clock monitoring from Bangladesh. At the same time, he ordered cancellation of the license of an agency if it does not comply. The chief advisor ordered to make topic-wise videos so that pilgrims can be aware of what to do in any situation and so that no one gets confused. Religious advisor AFM Khalid Hussain was present in the meeting. Besides secretaries of the Ministry of Religious Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Public Administration, Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Housing and Public Works, Ministry of Finance, Health Services Department, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Tourism, and the Principal Secretary of the Chief Advisor and other concerned officials were present. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus urged Maldives to consider regularization of the undocumented Bangladeshi expatriates living in the country and to recruit more workforce from Bangladesh. The Chief Advisor conveyed these to High Commissioner of Maldives, Shunin Rashid, when she called on him at the State Guest House, Jamuna, in the capital today. The High Commissioner conveyed thanks to the Chief Advisor, informing that Maldivian students are currently studying in different educational institutions in Bangladesh, especially in medical education. The Chief Advisor said that Bangladesh is ready to welcome more students from Maldives. Professor Yunus hoped that during her stay in Bangladesh, the relationship between the two countries would be strengthened further. High Commissioner Shunin Rashid mentioned that the trade relations between Bangladesh and the Maldives have been growing in recent months. She said some Bangladeshi companies had set up businesses in the Maldives and that the number of Bangladeshi tourists in the Maldives grew by 17.5% in the last year. Envoy thanked the Chief Advisor for his role in campaign for mitigating the impact of the climate change. Today is 25th February, the National Army Day. On February 25th and 26th in 2009, a mysterious mutiny was taken place at the then BTV headquarters in Pilkhana of Dhaka, brutally killing 57 army officers, including Director General of the BDR, Major General Shakil Ahmed. A total of 74 bodies were recovered at that time. Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Mohammad Yunus issued a message marking the National Martyred Army Day. In his message, the Chief Advisor said that the interim government has decided to observe the day as National Martyred Army Day every year. He remembered the valiant sons of the soil with deep sorrow and paid respect to the martyred army officers. The Chief Advisor extended sympathy to the members of the bereaved families. He said Bangladesh, as the state, is bound to ensure justice for these killings and the government is working on it. Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzaman said Pilkhana killings were carried out as part of conspiracies to ensure Awami League in power for materializing hegemony on Bangladesh. He said it was not a mutiny, rather was a planned killing. On December 24th last year, the government formed a 7-member commission led by ALM Fajlur Rahman to reinvestigate the Pilkhana killings. The commission was given 90 days' time in this regard. Marking the National Martyred Army Day, tributes were paid at Bonani Military Graveyard on behalf of the President and Chief Advisor today. In addition, Home Advisor Lieutenant General Retired Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry, chiefs of 3 services and members of the martyred families also paid homage. At that time, the Home Advisor said measures will be taken against the real culprits involved in the Pilkhana killings as per the investigation report of the Inquiry Commission. Chiefs of 3 services as well as Senior Secretary of the Public Security Division of the Home Ministry, BGB, RAB, Gono Odhikar Porishad President Nurul Haq Nur and members of the martyr families also paid homage. After paying homage to the martyrs of the Pilkhana carnage, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said, fascist Sheikh Hasina carried out the carnage to hamper the security of the country. On this day in 2009, as many as 57 army officers were brutally killed in the then BDR headquarters in Dhaka. As many as 17 civilians were also killed in the mutiny. 16 years ago, inhumane torture was inflicted upon the family members of army officers at the then BTV headquarters in Pilkhana. For all these years, they could not voice their sorrow. Instead, they On 25th of February in 2009, several hundred BDR men killed 74 people, including 57 army officers. Recalling the day, deceased Major Tanvir Haidar Noor's wife Tasnuva Maha said that on that day, BDR members also attacked the residences of army officers living in Pilkhana. They captured the family members of army officers and conducted inhuman torture. She also said some of the BDR members were speaking in Hindi. Martyred Major Tanvir's wife believes that this incident was not a mutiny but a planned massacre. Tasnuva Maha also shared her struggles of life with two sons after losing her husband. She emphasized the need for a proper investigation to uncover the truth of the killings and ensure justice for the real perpetrators. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir urged the interim government to run the government with the strong hand through remaining neutral. He said this while speaking as chief guest at a discussion in memory of the martyred army officers in Pilkhana, carnage held at Engineers Institute Auditorium in the capital today. Mirza Fakhrul said that scope has come to build the country prosperously since the fall of fascist Hasina. However, attempt is being made to obliterate the opportunity. Party leaders including BNP Standing Committee member Selima Rahman and Major retired Hafizuddin Ahmed spoke at the program. Army Chief General Waqar said no army personnel stoked the Pilkhana killings. The then BDR members did it. He said the commission will investigate if any political leaders and foreign powers were involved in the killings. The army chief was speaking at a function at the Rawa Helmet Hall in the capital today, marking the National Martyred Army Day. General Waqar called for leaving behind differences to ensure peace in the country. People from different sections of the society, including military and civil arena, were present at the function. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court adjourned the hearing of the review petition filed by Jamaat-e-Islami leader ATM Azharul Islam challenging his death penalty for crimes against humanity during the Liberation War till Wednesday. The partial hearing was held today and the rest will be tomorrow. A five-member bench led by Chief Justice Said Rifat Ahmed issued this order today. Earlier, the Appellate Division had set 25th of February as the date for hearing the review petition filed by ATM Azharul seeking a reconsideration of the death sentence in a war crimes case. Later, Muhammad Shishir Monir briefed journalists about the order. Control or market grabbing still remains in the hands of politically influenced contractors despite changes of big contractors in the wake of change in politics. The information was disclosed at a press conference organized to publish the finding of a research on EGP portal on government purchase by Transparency International Bangladesh TIB in Dhaka today. The analysis of the purchase-related portal EGP of 10 ministries during 2012 to 2024 stated that 5% contractors of the top 10 ministry got 61.31% work order, some contractors taking away work order individually and jointly. TIB Executive Director Dr. Iftikharuzzman said that corruption was not yet stopped due to conspiracy of the three-tier powers bureaucracy, individuals involved with purchase process and politically influenced contractors.
Ma, ক্ষুধা লাগছে, খাইতে দাও। টেবিলে খাবার রাখা আছে। কি হয়েছে? লক্ষ্মী মায়ের ধমকাইতেছো কেন?
লক্ষ্মী না চাই, প্রত্যেক বেলা খাবার নিয়ে ঝামেলা করে।
কথাটা ঠিক না। আমি কইছি পচাবাসি খাবার আমি খাবো না।
ভাইজান কি করমু কও? প্রত্যেক বেলা নতুন নতুন রান্ধনের সুকাও কই, তাই এক বেলা রান্ধি দুই বেলা খাই।
একবার রান্না করে দুই বেলা খাইতেই পারো, কিন্তু রান্না করা খাবার ভালোভাবে সংরক্ষণ করে খাইতে হইব।
সেটা আবার কেমনে?
রান্না করা খাবার স্বাভাবিক তাপমাত্রায় 2 ঘন্টার বেশি রাখা যাইব না। 2 ঘন্টার বেশি রান্না করা খাবার খাওয়ার আগে আবার ভালো কইরা গরম করে নিতে হইব।
মামা, তুমি মাইরে কও, তোমার পরামর্শ মাইনা চলতে।
ঠিক আছে রে মা, আর কইতে হইব না।
পচাবাসি খাবার খেলে অসুখ হবে সবাই বলে, সুস্থ দেহ যদি চাই টাটকা খাবার সবাই খাই।
Welcome back. The United Nations Security Council on Monday adopted a US drafted resolution on the third anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine that takes a neutral position on the conflict as US President Donald Trump seeks to broker peace. The short resolution reflects Trump's upending of US policy on Ukraine after taking office last month and his more conciliatory stance towards Russia. In contrast, former President Joe Biden's administration led efforts at the United Nations to support Ukraine throughout the war. Russia's UN Ambassador Vasily Nebenzia acknowledged constructive changes in the US position on the conflict. He told the Council the resolution was not an ideal one, but a starting point for future efforts towards peacefully settlement. The 15-member UN Security Council had been deadlocked throughout the war and unable to take any action because Russia holds a veto. But the 193-member General Assembly has repeatedly supported Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity and called for a just, lasting and comprehensive peace in line with the UN Charter. The Security Council adopted the US resolution with 10 votes in favor, while France, Britain, Denmark, Greece and Slovenia abstained. Russia voted in favor after failing to amend it and vetoing European bids to add language supporting Ukraine. Canada will continue to support Kyiv in its conflict with Russia until the war is over and until Ukraine wins, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told reporters on Monday. It's very much my hope that this war won't last another year, he told a televised press conference after meeting leaders in Kyiv for a summit to mark the third anniversary of Russia's invasion. The resolution drafted by Ukraine and European countries passed with 93 votes in favor, 65 abstentions and 18 no votes. Along with the United States, some other countries that voted no were Russia, North Korea and Israel. Hamas says talks with Israel about further steps in the Gaza ceasefire deal are conditional on Palestinian prisoners being freed as agreed. Israel said on Sunday it was delaying the release of more than 600 Palestinians in return for 6 living and 4 dead hostages who had been freed, accusing Hamas of repeated violations, including humiliating handover ceremonies. A senior Hamas official said the decision exposed the entire agreement to grave danger and called on mediators, especially the US, to pressure Israel. The deal's first phase and temporary 6-week truce is set to expire on Saturday, but in direct negotiations on the second phase and an end to the war have not yet begun. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned that the ceasefire was precarious and that a resumption of hostilities must be avoided at all costs. He also called for the dignified release of all remaining hostages. On Saturday, the start of the 6th and final week of the ceasefire deal's first phase, Hamas released 6 living Israeli hostages. DR Congo's Prime Minister said more than 7,000 people have been killed in the east of the country since January, when the Rwanda-backed M23 group seized 2 major cities. A weeks-long advance in a region rich in cultural resources but blighted by various conflicts over the past 30 years has seen the M23 and its Rwandan allies gain a significant foothold. M23 fighters took control of South Kivu provincial capital Bukavu just over a week ago after capturing Goma, the capital of North Kivu and main city in the country's east, late last month. The security situation in the eastern DRC has reached alarming levels. Prime Minister Judith Suminwa Tuluka told the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva, saying that since January, the deaths of more than 7,000 compatriots had been registered. She said the number includes more than 2,500 bodies buried without being identified, adding that another 1,500 bodies were still in the morgue. Now back to the national news. Foreign Affairs Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain has said Bangladesh and Russia will work together to address regional and global challenges. He said it should be ensured that the relations between the two countries remain strong at all times. Foreign advisor said this while addressing the 50th anniversary celebration of Russian House in Dhaka today. Ambassador of the Russian Federation in Dhaka, Alexander Kozhin, and officials of the Russian House were present on the occasion. Alexander Kozhin hopes to inspire and nurture the deep people-to-people ties of the two countries on the occasion of celebrating a remarkable milestones in Bangladesh-Russia relations. Now, weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the country. Night temperature may rise slightly and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country. Country's lowest temperature was recorded today 12.6 degrees Celsius at Srimangal, and capital Dhaka's lowest temperature was recorded 18.7 degrees Celsius. Now, news on sports. The Champions Trophy match between Australia and South Africa in Rawalpindi was washed out without a ball being bowled due to continuous bowling today. The match was called off after 3 hours and 10 minutes of the scheduled time to start. The washout means both the teams earned 1 point each, and if Australia and South Africa win their final group matches against Afghanistan and England respectively, they will progress to the semi-finals. Bangladesh national kabaddi team defeated Nepal by 40-37 points in the third match of the 5-match series to take a 2-1 lead in the series. The hosts were led by 17 points in the first half of the third match held at Paltan Maidan in the capital. Bangladesh's Dipayan Golder was adjudged the player of the match. Joint Secretary of Bangladesh Kabaddi Federation Israel Hawladar handed over the prize to him. Kabaddi Federation General Secretary S.M. Niwaz Shohag was present on the occasion. The fourth match of the series will be held at the same venue at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. Bangladesh Ansar VDP team have become champions in the 7th national fencing competition today. They won 6 gold, 6 silver and 3 bronze medals. Runner-up Bangladesh Navy team won 4 gold, 2 silver and 8 bronze medals. Youth and Sports Secretary Mohammad Rizaul Maqsood Zahidi distributed prizes among the winners at the end of the competition held at Paltan National Handball Stadium in the capital. Presided over by Bangladesh Fencing Federation President Major Retired Kamrul Islam, the function was addressed, among others, by National Sports Council Secretary Muhammad Aminul Islam and Director of Ansar Sports and Culture Mirza Sifat-e-Khuda. A total of 160 fencers from 16 teams participated in the 4th day competition. We are at the end. Before ending, the headlines once again. Muhammad Nahid Islam resigns from Advisory Council with the intention to work to implement the pledges of mass uprising. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus gives directives to provide round-the-clock services to the Hajj pilgrims by opening a Hajj management center to make the Hajj journey easier and safe. National Martyred Soldiers Day observed for the first time in the country today, commemorating the 57 army officers killed in Pilkhana carnage in 2009. Tribute paid to the martyrs at the Bonani graveyard on behalf of President and Chief Advisor, marking the National Martyred Soldiers Day. Three forces chiefs and relatives of martyrs paid homage. Relatives demands ensuring trial of the offenders. Real incident would be unearthed through the report of the investigation commission formed to probe Pilkhana killing, hopes Home Advisor. Probe Commission will investigate whether any political leader, foreign powers involved with Pilkhana killing, informs Army Chief. Pilkhana killing continued for 2 days in collusion with fascist Hasina, alleges BNP Secretary General. United Nations take neutral stance on Ukraine war. Two separate resolutions formulated by USA and European Union passed to end the war. And in Rawalpindi, match between Australia and South Africa of ICC Champions Trophy washed out. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our next Bangla News Bulletin. Until then, Allah Hafiz.